So hello my friends. Today I'm going to discuss about a very important problem related to physics. And that is actually related to the motion part, but that is also related to the acceleration where g is present, where gravity or the acceleration of our Earth's gravity is present. So let's solve a typical type of problem like this. Well, so as per the question said that a person where evil is considered as mantra. So as if a person is standing on his roof of his house. He's standing on its roof of his house. And what he did, he just used to throw a ball. And it is being said that his house height from ground level to roof level is 34 feet. So now when Mantri threw the ball, at the same time instance his elder sister threw a ball. That means another from ground in upwards direction. That means Mantrit used to throw a ball from his roof to his ground, and at the same instance, means at the same time, his elder sister also used to throw a ball in upward direction. That means from ground. That means her sister is standing on the ground and used to throw a ball towards in the upward direction. That means from where the ball is coming, from where the Mantrit's ball is coming. So now it is being said that if his elder sister threw a ball at a velocity of 11 meter per second, now at what time or at when the two balls will cross each other? That means it is not been said that at what velocity Mantrit's ball is falling down. Now it is being said that Mantrit's elder sister's velocity which is being applied on that particular ball, then the ball starts moving with an velocity of 100 meter per second. 100 meter per second, yes, 100 meter per second. So it is being said that at what time the ball that is coming down and the ball that has been thrown up by his sister, so when these two balls will cross each other, that means at what time one ball and another ball will pass each other, not intersects each other. Means one ball is coming and another ball will cross each other. So like a train, it is coming from up to down, another is from down to up, and we often see in that sitting in a train, in the outside of the window, we often see a huge with a huge speed a train used to come up and thrust air in our face. So that's actually nothing. That's actually physics in linear also, and here is also linear, but here it's upward, that is vertical, and in that case, in that like a train, it's in horizontal direction. So now let's draw the figure. So if it's a house, if this is the house and it is being said that the house height, and we know that it's ground, this is the ground, and the height is given 34 feet. So the house height is 34 feet from ground level to roof level, and this is the roof, and here it's the ground. And here the person is standing, and here his elder sister is standing. Now they both threw a ball. So see, this is a person A and this is a person B. So in this case, I have colored the person A as green and the person B as pink. So the ball which would be thrown by the person A will obviously, I am marking it with green. So at an instance this ball will come, will come, will come, will come, will come, and finally it must reach the ground with a high speed. Okay. And in the other hand, if this person throws a ball, then this would go, the ball would go, the ball would go, and till it goes, its acceleration will decrease, and at a certain point it will get stopped and again come down. As we know, when we used to throw a ball in upwards direction, then the ball goes and at a point it stops, and due to gravity it again comes down. Means it can be said like a parabola type. This is nothing but parabola. Well, so so these are the dimensions. It's the axis. Okay, so it's a three-dimensional figure. Anyway, so I have just said about like just a parabola, just a brief, just a little. What is it? So I've just said. So now the problem is that at what time they both will cross each other. So I am erasing this thing. They might, I am saying that they might cross, they will obviously fall at ground, and the another one will obviously go at top. Well, so now the problem is when the two balls will cross each other. We know that this ball will come in downwards position and this ball will obviously go in the upwards position, as because an particular force is applied. In this ball, the force, that is the G, is being applied, and in this case the person's force is applied in the upwards direction. So let's draw. This ball will go, this ball will go, 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 and also we know that this ball, the green ball, won't be in static position if the person throws a ball downwards from roof. So this ball will also come, sorry, we must keep it in mind that it's, but so this ball will also come in downwards direction with its constant acceleration, or we can say with a change in velocity, a constant acceleration due to its constant acceleration, that is we know G or the gravity. So at a some point they both will cross each other. This is the crossing point. This is the crossing point. This is the crossing point when both the balls will cross each other, and after of just for that second only it is an instantaneous we are calling, because it is changing, because at in just next second this ball and this ball will change. Its means they they won't cross each other. After crossing a point, they won't cross at each other even if it in infinity. So this ball is going upwards, this ball is going downwards, and at a point they will cross each other, and again it will go down, and after it will go up till this ball, the pink ball, becomes zero. And we know when the green ball will come at the ground, there is no case about again jumping up. Okay, until and unless it is being not said that it is a ping pong ball. Anyway, so now we need to find this time. This is the time we need to find. When at a constant time, this must be constant, so the time must be constant, because when we are stop watching, if we calculate, if we make a project or an activity, let's say Mantri to drop a ball and his elder sister to throw up a ball, then we are having a stopwatch, and we'll see at what a point they will cross each other. Okay, so this is the time. Obviously in the stopwatch the time must show the constant value, as because time is changing, time is not static, though motion may vary according to its acceleration or something, many aspects are there. So in this case we need to find the time when they will cross each other. Well, so there are few things we need to know. Let's write for ball A. So to solve this kind of physical problems, we need to first write up the parameters given. Parameters means what are the things given. We know initial velocity, we didn't know final velocity for A, so we know gravity, we know the displacement also. So what will be the displacement here? 34 feet. So we know that here the ball, for in case of ball A, the initial velocity u is nothing but 0 meter per second, and the time we need to make it constant. We must not change time, let the time be t. And gravity we know, so here we know that gravity is always acting in the downwards direction. Gravity is always acting in the downwards direction. That means if we consider this ball, so this ball is going down, so that means it is with or for the ball of the motion of the ball of what this person A threw you. So this suppose not change its direction, as well as the magnitude will be same also. So we can write G equals to plus G. Okay, so now we need to write parameters given for ball B. Sorry, ball B. So here the initial velocity, at the initial velocity the person B threw a ball, we are throwing a ball. So when we are applying an energy, we are pushing our hand back and again, mm, relaxing our hand in front, and then at a particular time we are just releasing our fingers, and the ball is just going like a high speed, not a high speed, in a velocity that we have, that it will acquire that velocity from our energy that we have provided to the ball. That means it must not be zero. Many person used to think that I am throwing a ball, that means at that time it is zero. No, when I'm releasing the ball at that point, at that instance of time, the initial velocity of ball might have some velocity. Obviously if it doesn't have any velocity, then how it will go? So this might have a velocity u, initial velocity. So we don't we knew that at a certain point the velocity will become 0, so we are not considering it as, because we will not use, we will not, actually it is not needed, the final velocity is not needed. So here it is u equals to u, so we know the time, and the time must be found out, so let it be t. And what is the gravity? Gravity is nothing but this ball, this ball is going in upwards direction, and we know always the positive gravitational acceleration is always positive if any ball goes for it, for the direction of it, not against. So this is what opposite, that means it is against. So we can simply write that g equals to nothing but minus g. So we all are set. So now we have to use an equation that we all know, that is, well, but one thing we need to add before using the equation. We know that s equals to 34 feet. Now remember, here the velocity unit is given as meter per second, so, and here it is feet. So if we need to calculate it, whether if it's multiplication or division, can we multiply feet with meter? No, feet meter, what is it? The units is not are in same position, so we need to make 34 feet into meter. So for it, 1 feet is equals to 0.30 meter. So you can simply calculate about 34 feet so it's 10.36, or we can say 10.3 meter. So now we need to put the value of, this is nothing but s, that is we know as displacement. So this height is the displacement, so that is equals to also meter, and in this case also 10.3 meters. So now if we use the second equation of motion, that is s equals to ut plus half a d square, so then what we are getting, that s is nothing but 10.3, u is 0, u is 0. Well, so we must show it here. For the first ball the u is 0, and for the second ball here the u is, it's had some velocity, so it's u. So I wrote it here also, u equals to 0 meter per second. So that means 0 into something is nothing but 0, so ut, this whole becomes 0, so left over half. So where we are terming acceleration equals to g, so here it is g, a equals to g, because acceleration is not acceleration here, it is acceleration of gravity, so gt square. So this is what we are getting as first equation. So now we have to use the same as s is constant equals to, so here it's u, so this u plus half at square. So where s is same as 10.3 equals to, here u is having some value, u is having some velocity that is of initial, so half gt square. So we are getting from here that's two equations, so we need to solve it. So on solving we can see that this is half gt square and this is u plus half gt square. So if we add, actually if we can visualize, then it will be something like this. This is the distance traveled by the first ball and this is the displacement traveled by the second ball. So here is the point, there the both will cross each other and we know the distance of hole is 10.3. Then we can simply put that displacement of this one and displacement of this one, if we add 2 then we are getting 10.3. then I can simply write s1 plus s2 equals to 10.3. so that's have to be done here. So to find out we need to just equate the two. So here we can write simply that this is the second one and this is the first one. So we can write half gt square. So I am taking this one from this one I am taking. So I am adding this one. This is the displacement. This is the displacement of first ball. So I am adding the first ball's displacement with the displacement of second ball. So u plus half gt square, and that is equals to nothing but 10.3 meter. Now in case of second ball, the acceleration is negative, so in final I can write half gt square plus u minus half gt square, and that is equals to 10.3. So we know that according to the problem, the that Manpreet's elder sister threw a ball with an velocity of 100 meter per second. It is being said in the question. So obviously we need to change it. So just replace it, half gt square plus, so here now it's u equals to 100 plus half gt square, and that is equals to 10.3. So we got, so now we need to solve it. If we carefully see one thing, that here the gt square is negative, so if I write as finally, then half gt square minus half gt square plus 100 equals to 10.3. So now actually if we carefully see that this gt square and this gt square cancel out, and this gt square also this gt square cancel out. In this case here cancel out, this also cancel out. So we have just actually put the value of g, put the value of u. That means this second balls which is being thrown from downward direction, thrown from from ground to upward direction, that is 100 meter per second. Well, so then we are getting, so here 100 is the time, so 100 is nothing but the velocity. So s equals to ut plus half at square. So here is u into t, so here it must have t. So finally it's not 100, as because 100 can't be equals to 10.3, so here it will be ut. So finally we can write that half gt square minus half gt square plus 100t equals to 10.3. So why is here 100t? 100t because s equals to ut plus half it square. S equals to, here this missed out. Sorry, here it missed out. It must be t here. It must be here t. That is s equals to ut plus half. So now I'm just now writing it finally. So minus half gt square. So that is equals to 10.3. So we have just put this one, and added this part, we have added this part with this part. So this is nothing but s. So we know if we add these two, I have shown in this part that this is portion, this is the portion. So this total is nothing but this one, 10.3. So we can just simply say this one. So here half gt square cancel out, and we are getting t equals to 10.3 by 100. So that is equals to 0.0000103. So from here two decimals, so that means it's 10. So here it's 1 2, that means we can say this much of second. So let it be. So our t is coming 0.103 second. So that is the answer in the option, that is D. So that's actually we need to do, just put in this equation the half gt square cancel outs. But now the question arises, if we do this whole long process, then we won't cover it in short time if the number is too greater. So then what we need to do? So as we know, we have done one thing. So as far as how formula is derived, so I am doing by this way. See how I am deriving the formula to do this thing. So we know that half gt square minus half gt square, where I have got, okay, let me do from first. If I am deriving the formula, so s equals to ut plus half gt square, we know for upward direction. So I've written abbreviated form. and in next case s equals to ut minus half gt square in case of downward direction. So if we add these two, then we are getting ut. So if you let this be u1t and this be u2t, okay, because see, the velocity of the ball that Mantri threw is obviously not equals to the velocity of which his elder sister threw. Obviously different, means I am saying about the initial velocity, because we are using the formula is equals to ut plus half it square. So there is no question about final velocity, that is v. So we know that in the first one u1 means for the first ball case, for the case of first ball the initial velocity is nothing but 0. So I can just simply put that s equals to, it's 0 means the whole thing becomes 0 except half gt square. So we are writing half gt square, so that is we are getting 1. See, remember I am deriving the formula. So and this one equals to u2, I have 2 u suffix 2, that means the other ball's initial velocity. That means, no, that must be noted, velocity of ball thrown from ground. Remember this thing. Otherwise, if you put the velocity of the ball which is being thrown from upward direction, then it is actually 0. Obviously there is no question about it, as because it is becoming 0, so we can't add it also. So that means you place it here u2 plus, so in this case it will be not plus, as because it's an downward direction, so that why value of g is minus, so I've written here minus, so minus half gt square. Well, so if we combine these two equation, then we are getting half gt square minus half gt square, then we are getting plus, so there one thing t, okay, because ut minus half gt square, right? So s equals to this one for the first, okay, I have written here this one for the first. Let me write here, otherwise you all can get confused which ball is thrown by whom. So this is his Mantri's ball and this is s equals to u2. The bracket part is nothing but why I am writing u2 and what you must consider while solving that type of problem in competitive exams. So when you are trying to solve that kind of problem with my formula, this is my formula. Yes, you can also derive in this type of way. So there is nothing such formula, but let's learn how to derive such formulas, so that all the problems would be easier for you and the time must be saved. So ut, we are getting, so here half gt square minus half gt square plus u2t, and that is equals to nothing but s. I've said it, if you add 2, there is nothing, this is something half gt square and this is also ut minus half gt square. So if these two are combined, then the total length is nothing but this whole length of this um, building. So that means its displacement plus this one's displacement, I am considering this one's displacement till this part and this ball's displacement till this part, because in this point they are getting crossed, right? So I need to find out this displacement and this displacement, and after finding these two displacements, after finding these two different displacements, after finding, we need to add it and the summation will result in this must result in this summation. Well, so I am erasing it. So that is equals to s, and s is nothing but 10. Well, so in this case 10.3, so I am just using the formula. So now what will happen, the minus half gt square and minus half gt square is also cancelling out here. See, formula is just like a latent hit. It is being hidden in the problem. If you put actually, if you just visualize one thing, that if you are given an equation x equals to 2y and you are given x equals to 1, 2 equals to 1. Okay, sorry, x equals to 1 and find the value of y. So you will put it and find the value of y as elimination method or anything like to change in mirroring or like this way. So but if you just carefully see that there is a variable that is x and the variable that is y, actually they are forming a formula. So if I say 2x equals to y, if I say that 2t equals to y, that means 2 into t time equals to y, that is distance. So actually in mathematics, the physics is actually hidden. So if you need to just find it out, and in the formulas, in the mathematical sums, the formulas are like hidden in it. So you just put it in generalized form and you can derive the formulas. So now it's u2t, and that is equals to s. So I can just finally say about it that we need to find the time, right? So time equals to s divided by 2t. So now check it. This is the final formula. So I'm just writing finally that t equals to s divided by, oh wait, one thing again it got wrong. Actually I'm getting to u to t equals to s. You know that here from we are getting, so that means t equals to s divided by u2, not 2 into u, that is u, that is u2, that means the second velocity, not 2 into u. This is not 2 into u. Let it, I have just said no, this one's velocity, the second one's velocity, the second ball's velocity. So finally I can just write t equals to s divided by u2. So let me say, where t equals to required time and my s is nothing but distance of tower, or you can say also that given height of anything, and that finally you can say that u, that's not matter that what you use, you can use u2 instead, you can use ux instead of u2, you can use that elder sister velocity equals to u2. So I can just change it into, let me change into hashtag. So you can use any kind of symbol. So you need to always remember it, what is the value of hashtag there. Okay, so as we must write it in generalized form, so I am writing it in generalized form, where u2 equals to velocity, this must be keeping in the back of your mind, of the ball thrown from ground to upward direction. Okay, so that means it's the it's nothing but the ground, it's nothing but the velocity of the ball which is being thrown from ground to upwards direction. So we got a final formula last, so you can check it by doing this. So this is the shortcut. Now if I this is the the derivation of the formula, so you can just take a screenshot from here and copy it down. But so now if I just simply now make it, now see how fast this problem is going to be done. So you can all remember it, we are just putting it. Okay, t equals to, so here equals t equals to s by u2. Now I am just putting the values only, that is here 10.3. Now it's 10.3 divided by here u2 is 100 meter per second, is 100 meter per second. You can write in case 10.3 is nothing but meter, and that is divided by meter per second, meter per second. You can see if you just do it, you can, if you write the unit side by side, then you can also find up or come up with the final unit that you must write at the last of the numerical value. So no tension about what will be the unit, what will be the unit in physics, not like that. You just solve it. M divided by m by s, that means m into s by m, m cancel out, that will be s. So now I can, and if I divide it, anything divided by 100 for a decimal case, that means moving decimal to its left direction, that means 1 2, that means I can simply say 0.103 second. So well, so now in using a formula, it took me about 10 seconds to complete. Okay, this 10 second is not the answer of this part, this equation. I have just said that if I am using the formula, then I am getting, then I can just utilize about 10 seconds for this problem. So I am using 10 seconds for this particular problem. Well, you might have faced lots of difficulties in solving this uh, problem, but remember it, in this case, when there is a presence of like gravity, when there is an acceleration of g, and something like there is given a height, and a ball is being thrown from upwards direction, and another ball is thrown from downwards direction to upwards direction, then if someone says about at the time when it cross each other, then if you want to find the time, then you can simply put in this equation, that is t equals to s by u2. And same to same like this, if anyone says you time also the displacement, then what will be the velocity, you can also find out. You can, you know that t equals to s by u2, that means t u2 equals to s, that means u2 equals to s by t. So now a another hidden thing is that we know that displacement equals to, sorry, speed equals to displacement by time, we know that. Now see, if this is time, if this is time, then it must be displacement by speed. Now you can see that d by t equals to v. So we know that dt equals to d, and that is t equals to d by v. You can see there's no violation of the laws are happening. Every See, in physics, everything will match with each other. Everything. You can see that general formula of time is nothing but distance by speed. Here you can also see time is time. Here is u2, that is different. But see, this is time, this is displacement, and this is nothing but a speed. Whether understood? That means everything's are related to this one. That I have just done it because to check it whether this doesn't violates the actual laws of equation or not. So well, that's all for today. So this type of problems are are the topmost of JEE advanced questions. So okay, use this formula T equals to S by U2, or where the U2 is nothing but the velocity of the ball which the second person is throwing in standing on the ground towards upwards direction, from where the another person is filling a ball. That means I can simply say that u2 is nothing but the velocity of the second ball. Just simply velocity of the second ball, which the now second ball, if it is being said that the first the women throws a ball upward and next the man throws a ball from upward to downward, then doesn't relate with the according to the question. Just think what will be the u2. U2 means the velocity of the ball when a man throws a ball from ground. That is all. That's all. So but we you need to think that whether this type of problem is given or not. If this type of problem is given, okay, and there it is being said that find the velocity, then you can just use this formula where displacement and time are given. If it is being said about time and velocity, then you can also find the height of this a whole building. So by this way, revolving this formula, you can just use it. So actually, to be honest, this formula has been derived by me. So this is a pretty little tricky sum, and it's a very conceptual also. So you can use this formula T equals to S by u2. I am repeating once. T is nothing but the time that you are wanting, or the required thing, the required time, equals to S is the height of the building or pillar or nothing or anything which is being said in the question, and u2 is nothing but the velocity of an object which is being thrown from downwards direction to upwards direction. Just remember, from downward to upward, this is down, this is up. So down to up it is going, that means velocity of this ball. So okay, bye bye, and see you again with such interesting sounds.